So now we'll talk about the different arithmetic expressions. Till now we've been discussing variables. Now we talk about how to manipulate variables, especially numerical variables, so that suppose you enter some numbers in a text box, right, and you have a label where you want to use those numbers to calculate something. So in these cases you will need the help of these mathematical operators. So hopefully you guys know most of these operators, basic maths, plus, minus, multiply, divide, and all that. So here the expressions or operators are listed according to their priority. So if you have a lot of operators in your equation, this list basically tells you which one you do first. So, and this list excludes the brackets. So brackets all time come first. So you have to do all the mathematical operations within the bracket and then move on and do the rest. So besides brackets, you have the exponentiation operator, or the caret sign, basically the sign above your 6 key in your keyboard. So it basically raises a number to a certain power. So basically if you want to have like 3 to the power 9, so you write 3 caret 9, and that's basically 3 to the power 9. Negation is basically making a positive number negative or a negative number positive. It has the same sign as subtraction, but there's a difference. I mean, if you are doing 1 minus 3, that's subtraction, but if you're negating 3, then you just put that sign before 3 and becomes negative 3. We don't use the X sign for multiplication, we use star, and the slash, I think this is called probably backslash, for normal division. For integer division, this is a special case now. Integer division is similar to division, only that your answer never is any it does not have decimal points. So suppose you divide 5 by 2, right? Your answer would be 2.5. But if you do an integer division, your answer will be 2. So that 0.5 part just goes away. And I mean, it has its applications. We'll discuss it from the next slide. Modulus application, basically it's also a certain division, but when you do the division, whatever is your remainder is your modulus. So again, if I talk about 5 mod or modulus or mod 2, then your remainder is 1, because 2 times 2 is 4 and you have remainder 1, so that is your modulus. So if I do like 10 divided by, or 10 mod 7, so if I divide 10 by 7, I get a remainder of 3, which is my mod, or which is my mod answer. And then plus or minus, these are the lowest priority. So some examples of the integer division and the mod operators. So 200 integer division 4 gives you 52. Your actual answer for division would be something like 52 point I think 75. So that 0.75 part goes away. So, and if you do mod 4, so 52 times 4 is 208, and you get a remainder of 3, and that is your mod answer. And so similarly all those other examples. And below is the example about precedence. So as you can see, in the first example you start with the division first, then multiplication, then addition, and then subtraction. And in the second example you have a bracket which you do first. So here are some examples about how to assign a variable and do some arithmetic operation. So in the first example, you assign a variable age, and it's an integer with value 35, and you want to count up age, so age equals to age plus 1. So what it does, basically gets the previous value of age and then adds 1 to it, and then stores that in the same variable age. Second example is a use of the integer division. So you want to count how many dimes are in your change, and your change has an integer number 123. So that has 12 dimes in it, right? So you don't care about the remainder of 3. So yeah, change integer division 10, you get the number of dimes. If you wanted how many would be remaining after you take out all the dimes, then you would have probably done change mod 10 to get an answer of 3. Another interesting example is that of example 4, where you have 1.04, which is a double type of value. You want to convert that to a decimal. So to perform operation on that variable called price, which has a value of 20, so you can't multiply or do any sort of arithmetic operation on two different variable types. So that 1.04 would be by default assign double type, and you want it to be converted to decimal type so that you can multiply it with the price. So, and that's the code for doing it. Price equals to price times convert to decimal 1.04, and that's how you do your multiplication or any sort of arithmetic operation. And the final part shows you have a double type variable called sales, and you want to put that as a text to some label, and that's how you do it. You convert it to string and then just input that. Here you actually multiply sales by 0.1 and then convert the answer to string and put that in text. Now we have some shortcut operators. Basically, suppose you had the age equals to age plus 1 code, right? You can use, instead of age equals to age plus 1, age plus equals to operator to do the same thing. So age plus equals to 1 is the same thing as age equals to age plus 1. And similarly, the same goes for subtraction, multiplication, and division. And these are the examples showing it. So I mean, sales equals to sales times 1.05. You can write that sales star equals to 1.05, and it makes the same thing. And same goes for subtraction and division.